All right, some highlights from Monday's trading session at GreatStockPicks.com chat room. CLNE, Clean Energy Fuels. You can see this one's had some nice pops lately. These are daily candles. Found the chart last night and put it on the member page with a trigger price of $14.21. I liked it if it broke Friday's high. Okay. Now, having said that, it gave us a better entry, and I'll switch to 5-minute candles and show you why. Okay. Now, remember, these are 5-minute candles. This is the opening candle from today right here. That's the opening 5-minute candle. All of this stuff is Friday's trading with that high of 14.20 that we just talked about. Why put that back there? Okay, so then today's open puts in an early high of 14.09 right here, and then just sells off real hard. And this is why I don't like trading the first 5 or 10 minutes, because stocks can move so quickly. You can just get caught really bad. But I like the fact after I saw this action, saw it looked like it was taken off to the downside, falling apart here. Look at, I mean, within another 5 minutes, right back up near the highs of the day. So, in my opinion, little fake out here, and I loved it on the high of day break then. 14.10, worst case stop 13.94. You know, that's not a bad risk reward. Talking 16 cents a share, so that's certainly not bad. And well, let me show you what happened here. After 14.10 triggered, look how quickly this thing popped up, all the way to 14.88. So literally within 10 minutes, we got a 78 cent move on 16 cents a share risk. I mean, you can say 16 cents a share risk, but I mean, right after the trigger, it never looked back. So we really almost never had any money at risk at all, and then it's just scaling out into that pop. And there's still 8 minutes left in the day, but I don't trade the last 30. So just consolidating here. Looks like it's going to have a decent close. I'm not in it anymore, but the daily chart still looks higher here. Possibly. Anything can happen overnight. That's why I'm not a big fan of holding overnight. But CLNE, very nice way to start the day. Whoops. SOA is another one. Had this on watch. This today's candle. Let me take that out of there. Had this on watch because of Friday's volume breakout above all this trading here. You can see on Friday, right here, kind of broke above, I don't know, probably almost a month's worth of trading. So it just threw it on watch because of that. And then called it right off the bat this morning on a break of that 5-minute high. I like the action, little gap down, but engulfed a lot of Friday's closing action there. And so called it over the 5-minute high here, 24.40. Worst case stop down here at the low of the day, 20 cents risk, 24.20. And from 24.40, this thing eventually made its way up to 25.06. So pretty nice move, 56 cents a share move in our favor, and really another example of one that didn't look back at our entry. So, and there were some other calls today. Those are the two highlights, the ones that you know made the results page. But I'll give you some example like CNX. You guys have seen us. You've seen a lot of these in our videos. I love when I have something that's selling off and then goes into this look. All right, several 5-minute candles down in a row, and then all of a sudden you get a long 5-minute candle on volume, longer than the ones preceding it. Whenever I see that, I'll go inside that candle, try to find an entry using lower time frame. And the first call I made on CNX was 53.83, so somewhere right about here. And it made a 50-cent move in our favor. So this doesn't look like much, but we got a great bounce off that low there. 50-cent move in our favor on 18 cents risk, I think. And then later in the day, look at that, it did it again. It did another one. So I'm not opposed to calling this again, and I went inside this candle and called this one at 53.47. The stop was 15 cents below, and never did stop out, but from 53.47 it did make it to 53.90. Doesn't seem like much, but you know, not a bad move, almost a 50-cent move again on a stock that didn't stop out. Had some other stuff, but nothing I really loved. Just a couple small. Give you an example of one, like SOL, basing below the high of the day here. Gave a very low risk entry. Had this tight base with the high of day still to the left. Solars were strong because people always say, yeah, you only show your winners on your wrap-up videos, and it's just a highlight video. But we don't ever have any that I'm hiding. Okay, I don't call something and have a 50-cent loss on it. Everything we do is a tight trigger and stop. So I just don't want to bore you or overwork myself to death by showing everyone. But I don't make. I bet I average 6 or 7 calls a day. I don't make a lot of calls. It's not rapid fire. Somebody emailed me, hey, you probably make 50 calls and you only showed the 2 that worked, and that's not the case at all. I'm very selective. I'm not an over trader by any stretch. So anyway, here's an example of one that didn't work. SOL, I said over this base, 948, could get you through the high of the day because solars are strong and might maybe have some upside if it breaks the high of the day. And the worst case stop, let me see where I posted it, 943. So it was a nickel risk, and from 948, it gave me 10 minutes worth of trading where it just didn't go anywhere, so I killed it flat, okay? And look at that. I mean, it eventually did make a move, big deal, to 955, you know, but that's just how that one moved. You never know if it's going to move big or just do that. So that should have been a no loss for everybody in the room, and it was just a flat trade for me. And then if you sit there and hold it and hope, then you leave yourself subject to these sell-offs at the end of the day. So there's an example of one that didn't tear it up, but hopefully a good example of the risk reward we try to find for our members every day. So anyway, I'm going to stop babbling, and we'll put out another video tomorrow night with whatever we do in chat on Tuesday. And then don't forget, one day this week, we pick a random day each week to send out the live tweets for those of you following us on Twitter. We don't do it every day, but we do it kind of once a week just to show you some of our calls live. And that's it for me for now, so we'll talk to you later.